Hello, hello. Happy February, everyone. That's right, Emily. Happy February. Let's just hope that February brings warmer temperatures to the entire north uh, and east and northeast and eastern seaboard. I know it's cold in Florida. My daughter's in Florida and actually was colder. No, it was colder here. But it's so cold there. It's so cold everywhere. But it is February. The sun is shining in upstate New York, and it is another episode of Ask a Clutter Boss. I am Jess Marcy. I am your clutter boss for today. And I'm going to share a little personal side story here that kind of leads into my main topic. Thank you, Cappy. I did have a wonderful birthday. I feel so truly blessed. Happy to be here for another trip around the sun this year. All right. So, this I've heard from quite a few of my friends in the last couple of weeks comments like, wow, Jess, like you do so many new things and you're like never afraid to try something new. And I just want to set the record straight here. I am petrified, terrified of doing new stuff. I actually am totally afraid to do new things. I do a lot of new things because I am more afraid of not trying something new. I am more afraid of not putting myself out there. I am more afraid of the consequences of living my life without by letting fear drive the bus because I have done that. I have done that before. I have been down that road. I have lived in a space where fear has been in control and it has prevented me from doing things that I wanted to do and from trying new things and from just showing up authentically and as myself around other people for fear of judgment or who knows what. And I just got to the point in my life where I decided I could not let fear be in control. Okay, yes, it is scary to do new things. As many of you know, I started a new college program. I'm in a paramedic training program this year. It was scary to go back to school after 25 years of not being in school. Scary because I didn't know what the workload would be. I didn't know if it would fit into my life. I didn't know if I was smart enough to go through a medical program. I didn't know if it would feel weird to be the oldest person in the classroom. I didn't know so many things. But what I did know was that if I didn't try it, I would have so much more regret than the fear of trying it. Like the regret of not trying it would have been so much greater than the fear of trying it. I also joined a new gym this week, which was really scary. I mean, I don't know the people. I don't know is it going to be difficult? Which it was really hard. Would I be, physically fit enough for the class? Whatever. I had all these things running through my head, the what ifs. And I, for a long time, delayed joining a gym because I was just scared of what would happen. But the pain of not having a community that enjoys doing things like I do, like working out and whatever, has become more than the fear of doing something new. And the same thing happens with our clutter. The reason that I started Clutter Boss way back when I did was because the fear of not starting it had become greater than the fear of success. The fear of failure had become greater than the fear of success. And I find that this is the case so often with the work that we're doing in our homes because, as you all know, and spoiler alert if you're new here, the clutter is not about the stuff. Yes, we can have emotional attachment to things. Yes, we have to go through our stuff, but the clutter represents so many other things. If it were as simple as just going through one box at a time, easily, not emotionally, then we wouldn't need professional organizers, we wouldn't need clutter coaches, we wouldn't need this industry at all. The clutter is so much greater than the stuff. It's about what it represents. It's about keeping yourself safe. It's about living in fear. It's about pushing that fear aside. It's about empowerment. It's about past stuff that has happened. It's about the unknown future. It's about so many things that are so much greater than the stuff. And when we start to declutter, the fear of success is oftentimes greater than the fear of failure. We are more afraid to exceed because we already know what it feels like to not be successful in our attempts to declutter. We know that we can start this and we can stop, we can fail at our attempts, and we know what the consequences are because we're living that. It feels so familiar. It is what we know. And we love to live in our comfort zones, even if our comfort zones are actually really uncomfortable. It's more like the known zone. The comfort zone is what you know, it is the expected outcome. It is so easy to live in the expected outcome, even if it's so uncomfortable, even if it's not what you want. So I just want to remind everybody who's watching here, the fear of success needs the fear of failure needs to be greater than the fear of success. If you are letting fear be the driver of your life, I invite you, I implore you to do it scared. Do it scared. Move forward no matter how scary it feels. Because I know for sure, 100% without a shadow of doubt, that whatever your decluttering success brings you, you can handle it. And not only can you handle it, but you will thrive in your new environment. You have everything that you need inside of you. All of those experiences, all of the reasons that you have your clutter are also all of the reasons that you will handle the success of decluttering. You will handle what it feels like to have a home that you love. You will handle what it feels like to let people in. You will be able to handle what it feels like to start raising the bar on yourself. All of those past experiences have brought you to this point so that you can not only just make it or do it or hit your goal, but you can absolutely thrive in your new environment. You have what it takes. So if fear is part of the equation, declutter that first. Get rid of that shit. Sorry for the language. Get rid of it. It has no place in your life anymore. Do it scared. Do it scared. So, Kathy, what I mean by the fear of success, when we think about hitting our goals, we have a fear that when we become a decluttered person, X, Y, and Z are going to happen, right? Success changes our expectations. It can kind of remove excuses from the occasion. And it just our fear of it's really a fear of change, right? When I'm successful at decluttering, when my house is decluttered, some of the things that you might hear yourself thinking or wondering are, what am I going to do with all of the time that I have? Or what am I going to do if people want to come into my house and I don't feel comfortable with that? Like sometimes the clutter is an excuse. The clutter can be an excuse for a lot of things, right? It can be an excuse for not having people over, for not connecting at a certain level with people. It could be an excuse for just not doing stuff that you don't want to do. Well, I can't. I have all this clutter. I have all this stuff I have to do at home. It keeps you in this stuck point. It reinforces how you're living your life right now. Every day, everything we're doing is reinforcing how we are. When we change something significant, it's almost like we're not sure who we will be when we don't have the identity of being the cluttered person. One of my clients told me like jokingly, her husband said, "Well, now that we're decluttered, like, what are we going to talk about anymore?" Right? But that's a real thing. Those fears of succeeding can hold us back from accomplishing the actual goal that we want to accomplish. So the fear of failing at your goal and the fear of succeeding at your goal, they're like competing fears. But oftentimes we're actually more afraid of success because it brings unknowns into our life. But we know what it feels like to not be successful because we're living in it and it's familiar. Does that make sense, Cappy? Is that landing right? Am I explaining it well? And for me, in my life right now, the fear of not doing something is great, but the fear of living with the regret of not doing something is greater. And I had to get to that point to push the fear aside and just do it. Just do it scared, right? So maybe our motto for this week should be do it scared. Do it scared. I saw a t-shirt at the gym recently and it was like a whole list of excuses on the back of the t-shirt. Um like I can't because it's cold. I can't because I'm tired. I can't because it's raining. I can't because whatever, like fill in the blank. I can't because I don't have enough time. I can't because X, Y, and Z, right? I can't because I have something else to do. You have to take those I can'ts and say, I'm just doing it. I'm doing it scared. Period. Because that's really what it comes down to. Linda, I'm so glad that this landed and that this is what you needed to hear today. Fear of change. Yeah, it's fear of change. Okay, that's a really good way to say it. Am I more afraid of changing or am I more afraid of staying the same? Right? And a lot of times there's not a ton of fear around staying the same because it's very comfortable. You know exactly what that feels like. And you're waking up every day, you're functioning. It's not maybe ideal or perfect or great, but you know what that feels like. And now you're asking yourself to change things. You're asking yourself to take on a goal, and you don't know what it's going to feel like if you are successful with that goal. That's also why we do a lot of uh, vision boarding or just visualization, just really getting into your own body, your mind and your body, and imagining what it is going to feel like when you feel successful. Because that way, when you start to bring that success into your life, your body is going to be more comfortable with those emotions because you have visualized and felt inside of you how it will feel to be successful. That feeling is not going to be so uncomfortable. It's not going to be so foreign to you. So if you're scared, if you're in fear, if you're not sure how things are going to feel before you even wake up, before you even get out of bed in the morning, in between waking up and getting out of bed, do not reach for your phone. Instead, practice visualizing how it would feel to get up, get out of bed, make yourself coffee or tea or whatever you do first thing in the morning, get dressed, take a shower, how it would feel to do that in a decluttered space, in an easy home. Invite that feeling into your body. So when you start to make that change, when you start to have a little bit of success, you don't sabotage it because it doesn't feel comfortable or familiar. You're like, oh, your body's like, oh, your nervous system is like, oh, I I have felt this before. This is what we've been visualizing for so long. This feeling is familiar. Let's get more of it. Yes. All right. So your motto for the week, do it scared. Join me in facing your fears and just do it scared. So Dee Dee, you can always, this content is always on our YouTube channel. So you can come back and watch the entire thing right at the same link that it's at right now. I also will edit this and I'll put it up on the playlist Ask a Clutter Boss. And we'll make little shorts from this so that they'll be on like Instagram and Facebook. But it's always, you can always come back to this link, whatever link you use to get to it. And if you subscribe to us on YouTube, you can see, I think it's under It's considered a live video since these are live streams. So it would be under live videos. And it would also, in a couple of days, it'll be under the playlist that says Ask a Clutter Boss. So, yes, you're on the YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I guess I should be a better YouTuber and say, go ahead, like and subscribe and share this content if it is meaningful to you. And actually, that really does make a difference. And I should say that probably more. Thank you guys so much for being here today. We are a tribe and a community of people who are doing things scared, because that's what moves the needle in their life. That's what brings us ultimately the joy and the ease that we absolutely deserve. I love you guys. I am with you every step of the way. Go get them. Bye, everyone.